FIA's acts or FIA President Ben Sulayem's decision making for Formula One in recent days has caused a lot of backlash from fans and from the F1 teams. Drivers have publicly expressed their displeasure about it. His idea and vision of an ideal Formula One has caused fans to dislike FIA's monitoring of Formula One. But I think it's important to acknowledge FIA's involvement and significance in Formula One before we get into the hot topic. FIA's significance. FIA governs and monitors the rules and regulation not just for Formula One but also for other motorsport categories. So clearly, FIA's vision and mission stems beyond Formula One. But because we focus on rules imposed in Formula One, I think it's better for us to focus about FIA in Formula One. FIA has made sure that Formula One evolves to be safer and more sustainable. We praise F1 to be at its safest right now despite its high-speed nature and competitiveness. We brag that Formula One is the pinnacle of motorsports and that F1 has pioneered a lot of innovations that has made and will continue to make our lives better with automobiles. FIA revises the regulation guidelines in Formula One every couple of years to push the team to evolve for an sustainable and safer future. It also ensures that F1 remains competitive as over the years every team will gain expertise over the set regulation, that every team will become competitive as the top teams will reach the maximum performance potential of their platform, creating a saturation in performance. Revision in regulation keeps the pond in a mix, also provide opportunity for uncompetitive teams to research back up to fight for bigger prizes. But the recent rules about the driver's contact and F1 radio has caused a lot of fans to have a sour taste about the FIA. Absurd rules. I think it all started way back in 2022 when the restriction on wearing jewelry was announced, causing a stir as the champions publicly started to express their displeasure and disapproval of it. Later, the restriction on swearing at the press conference last year once again caused a massive outrage as Verstappen made it evident that he's not happy about it, as he made a protest by not being cooperative at the press conference. I've kept my calm for all these years, but I think as a fan who has a social media voice, it's high time that I went out or voice out my frustration and opinion about these absurd rules. F1 is a grown man's sport. It takes a lot out of you to understand the nooks and crannies of the sport. To be fair, I still believe I have a lot to learn and understand about the sport myself. So taking the emotional radio messages just because they have curse words on them takes the soul out of what makes the sport so special. With so many protests and expression of dissatisfaction, rumors are floating that F1 is planning on parting ways with the FIA. The split. Last year, after the control of cursing was announced at the press conference, the drivers posted a public statement via the GPDA to the FIA expressing their dissatisfaction and what they expect from the governing body to make the sport better. But with no disrespect, it seems like the FIA has no ears to listen but has all the mouth to express its opinion. By reading the letter, it's clear that the drivers are open for improvements, but they expect the respect, space, and transparency that they deserve because they are the ones who are putting on the show. But the lack of the above and the lack of collaborative effort has triggered the rumor that F1 is planning on parting ways with the FIA to start its own governing body. Now, I'm not sure how much truth there is to this rumor, but honestly, if this actually happens, I won't be too surprised by how FIA treats both F1 and its drivers, despite FIA's effort to make the sport better, safer, and more sustainable. Conclusion. F1 and FIA have been a formidable partnership. Over the years, they both have achieved so much together. And the undeniable truth is F1 is a lot safer, a lot more innovative and technically advanced because of the rules and regulation that FIA has implemented. So credit needs to go where it's due. But these absurd rules on capping on the curse words, radio messages, and on driver clothing just makes FIA's efforts feel futile. If they want to keep F1 clean for kids, F1 already does it the best by having a kids-only broadcast. So I don't see the need for F1 or FIA to block off radio messages that have curse words because that removes the emotional value from an emotional moment, making the sport feel really synthetic, and it also intrudes on the driver's right to express. See, I'm not for cursing. If FIA want to cap down on general use of curse words in a casual conversation, that's completely understandable. But blocking any use of curse words during an emotional moment, during a high adrenaline moment of a driver, during a race, just makes the drivers too conscious, making the sport and the whole event feel synthetic and fake. So yeah, that's my take on FIA's recent shenanigans, and let me know down in the comments on what are your thoughts on all of this. I'm curious to know what's your take on it. With that being said, if you enjoyed watching this video, make sure to the like button and subscribe to Forawin if you haven't already. And until next time, it's me Vinesh from Forawin, and I'm out. Peace.